aware of some information with regards to the possibility that passengers on board the 103 could have been involved in the illegal movement of narcotics. And some names were mentioned to me, particularly one passenger by the name of Jafar.
When I was working in Cyprus in 1988 at DEA, we were working in a penthouse apartment on top of a building down the road from the American Embassy. We answered the phone, Urami Trading Company, which was a cutout proprietary company used by the CIA and the DEA for various and sundry purposes. One was these drug informants would come in on the Sunny boat from Juni. The Cypriot police narcotics people would bring them up to the apartment. They would all sit around in the living room and drinking coffee and chatting away while I was over in my computer working away. And then they would be called up one by one on the telephone to go over and meet with Hurley at the American Embassy. And one of the people that I observed there was this kid that we used to call, that was referred to as Nazi, Nazi Jafar. Well, I knew from the conversations around me in '88 that he was involved in controlled deliveries. And there's no doubt in my mind about that at all. So when I found that he was on 103 and he was killed, and that there was a controlled delivery going through at the time, and the fact that I knew the security problems that the DEA had and the relationships that they were having with some people in Lebanon that we had already raised as an issue as far as security is concerned, it was very simple for me to put one and one together and get the big two, that the DEA's operation had a role in all of this.
In 1990, before a congressional committee, the Drug Enforcement Agency, Stephen Green, acting administrator, will deny under oath that there were any controlled drug deliveries through Frankfurt Airport in 1988. But in Virginia court documents, deliveries are documented. A DEA agent has testified being at Frankfurt Airport in 1989. The drug traffic was so heavy by then that there was a full-time DEA liaison agent, Thomas Slovenke, at the airport. One convicted Lebanese Bakar dealer had even tried to contact a Pan Am pilot. But Frankfurt had been used as a base for covert drug and CIA operations long before.
In 1984, I was undercover, and my base of operations was in Würzburg at the headquarters of the 3rd Infantry Division. And I was contacted by a fellow who worked for Oliver North. I was asked to develop an operation laying a trail which would lead back to Libya and make it look as though a Libyan effort was behind this to bring drugs into the United States. The way to do this is to make it look as though the material had been shipped from Europe to Libya and then from Libya to the United States. I was buying a precursor for the manufacture of speed and methylbenzyl ketone, which has the same chemical formula as cinnamic acid, which is something harmless that they put into toothpaste as flavoring. I buy that, and the labels would be switched, and the cinnamic acid would be shipped to Libya. Methylbenzyl ketone would be shipped into the United States to the mafia who were paying for it in advance. My instructions were to use Frankfurt, since that was where all the contacts were. I was told to play the role of Muhammad El-Hwama, who was a low-level operative in Libyan service, and if a purchase order or something were needed, I had been provided from headquarters with stationery. I have a sample of the stationery that was used. This is the bill of lading. Libyan Airlines was to be used. And this is the bill of lading for Libyan Airlines, showing that this material is going to Libya. And I received, for instance, the funds to do this through the military banking system. This one in Würzburg is a voucher for the receipt of 317,100 German marks. The street value of the drugs that I imported was about $350 million.
Khalid Jafar arrives in Germany with the 2 kilos of heroin given to him by Hezbollah captain Mohammed Jafar. A controlled delivery. No police or customs inspection. The policeman who waits for Khalid as he arrives in Germany will assist him through Frankfurt airport security when he boards Flight 103 on December 21st. Jafar takes a taxi to meet some of the people whose names have been given to him by Hezbollah. Among them, Faisal Jalous and Adnan Yunus.
Jafar was clearly working as a courier for the DEA, for the entity that has employed him to courier the drugs, controlled substances, to the United States. He was also under strict surveillance by Mossad and by many other governments who were interested to know what is going on in that area, and who saw in advance, way in advance, that this could create a major problem in the future.
At the beginning of July,